Hello, my diamonds, my Teletubbies, and my TikTokers. I live in New York. Okay, I live in Albany, New York. Well, actually, I used to live in Manhattan and the Bronx, and now I'm in Albany, New York. And I don't know where you live, but I notice even in Manhattan, they are putting up so many dispensaries. Everywhere you look, it's like liquor stores. Everywhere you look, there's a dispensary at almost every, literally, around where I live and in the area. And I live in a very nice area, suburbia, real nice, real nice. And I notice how they're putting up so many of these weed or smoking, marijuana dispensaries all over the place. So I'm wondering what the hell is going on. And I was just looking at a TikTok, and this is something to consider. At least keep in mind how true this is. I don't know, but it's definitely something to think about.
You marijuana addicts better cut it out. You marijuana addicts better cut it out, because I hope you know they legalize marijuana to kill you. They legalize marijuana to destroy your reproductive capability. That's right, black man. Marijuana was legalized to help the genocide campaign against American Africans. Most of the marijuana you smoke is artificial. Most of the marijuana you smoke is artificial. Most of the marijuana you smoke is artificial. Not only is most of the marijuana you smoke.
He's saying that several times to put emphasis on it because he wants it to register in your head. And I have glaucoma. And I know my doctor gave me a prescription. This is before it was legal. I don't even need a prescription anymore. I have a dispensary right out my place. I have so many dispensaries. I could get the gummies or the edibles they have because it lowers the pressure in your eyes. I take the drops, honey. No, that's okay. And I already had surgery on my left eye. And they said I have a little bit of cataracts, but not enough to do whatever. No, thank you. All of that THC, and some people say, well, not me. I get it from Jamaica. We grow our own. Yeah, but if it has that euphoric feeling, honey, you're spraying it. And I don't know how that works in terms of medicinal purposes when you're growing your own. I don't really know that much about that part. But this is something definitely to consider, because this is kind of weird how they're all of a sudden opening all of these dispensaries. This is things that make you go,
Artificial, it's being sprayed. They spraying the weed. They spraying the weed. And they spraying the weed with artificial cannabinoids made in China. They spraying the weed with artificial cannabinoids made in China. They spraying the fake marijuana with fake cannabinoids. They spraying the fake marijuana with fake cannabinoids, and you Negroes ain't gonna be able to get an erection. You ain't gonna be able to get nobody pregnant. You're gonna have a psychotic episode, paranoid schizophrenia, heart attack, stroke.
Now, I read somewhere, I did some research because, I love to do research, how people who smoke a large amount of marijuana, they do eventually develop schizophrenia, psychosis, and paranoia. I've even had people say that they stopped smoking because they were starting to get a lot of paranoia. Things that are not really real, and they're imagining that things are real. This is not like the kind of weed they had back in the 60s.
They killing y'all. Black Negroes ain't gonna be able to get an erection. You ain't gonna be able to get nobody pregnant. You're gonna have a psychotic episode, paranoid schizophrenia, heart attack, stroke. They killing y'all. Black women, you're gonna get cervical cancer. You're gonna get breast cancer. You're gonna get vaginal cancer. Oh yes. Oh yes. Your fallopian tubes is going to get cancer. The new marijuana is a weapon of mass destruction. Stop smoking the artificial marijuana. It is fake, and it is being sprayed with cannabinoids from China. You think the opioid crisis was a problem? Wait until you see this marijuana crisis. Wait until you see this synthetic marijuana crisis. You marijuana addicts better cut it out. You marijuana addicts better cut it out, because I hope.
Well, you've been warned, my beautiful diamonds and my Teletubbies and my Tubies. At least consider it. Look into it more. Look into. I know one thing. You can definitely check out how marijuana, using a lot, smoking regularly, it does cause eventually schizophrenia. And I know several people who have already admitted that it causes paranoia. Have I ever smoked weed? Yes. I've experimented with several drugs. I've experimented for purposes of trying to go in and help people come out, and I almost got myself caught up. But no. Yes, I have been to the top of the mountain, and thanks to Jehovah God and Jesus Christ, I made it back down with my full faculties in check. A lot of people don't make it back down from the top of the mountain. I was one of the fortunate ones. And I think that was because Jehovah God and Jesus Christ understood the reason, my motive behind doing what I did. But it wasn't, no. Never again. No. Anyway, it's just something I want to keep you aware of, because, you know, I'm always looking out for you, and I always want you to be always ahead of the game. Okay? I love you. Look into it. Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle.